take on the world. We're gonna take on the world. Standing tall, we gotta make it our own. No waiting around. Winners would never look down. No one can stop us, we got it. The future is right in our hands. Give it 100%. We gonna take on the world. Yeah, we gotta move. Speaking the truth. Yeah, paying our dues. We making the news. Yeah, we hitting the roof. No, we don't wanna lose. Climbing and shaking the walls. We gotta break all the rules. We're gonna take on the world. 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 We're gonna take on the world.
Hi, good morning, everyone, or good evening, depending on where you are. My name is Nilesh Mathure. I'm one of the co-founders of Saastribe, and today we're going to host the founder of Hoverify, Himanshu Mishra, and Himanshu is going to join us over audio, so he's not equipped for video, but he's going to share his screen, and we're going to talk a little bit about the Hoverify plugin. It's available for Chrome currently as well as for Firefox. For those who have been in the community for a long time, we launched Hoverify in our community, and it was very well received amongst a lot of different types of users. It is typically marketed for developers, but it really has features for everyone. So I would highly encourage you to look at it. It is currently being offered on AppSumo. So do check out Hoverify on AppSumo, and I'm excited to have back with me today Himanshu Mishra, and because he's one of the only founders who's come on our live stream twice. Once when we launched it, and today when he has a campaign on AppSumo. So I wish him the best for his campaign. We're going to understand there has been a lot of features added on an ongoing basis in Hoverify. There's a lot of good feedback from the community, and there will be ongoing development as well. So we're going to understand what this plugin does from Himanshu himself. And with that, I'm going to... Hi, Himanshu. How are you doing today?
I'm doing great.
Okay.
How are you?
Yeah, I'm doing well. So thanks again. You get the distinction of joining on our live stream twice. Last time when we did, and when we ran the deal actually, and today when you have it on AppSumo. So I'm really excited for you, and congratulations and good luck with your AppSumo campaign. I know you have been busy. You have been doing a lot of ongoing development with Hoverify. So we're looking
Yeah,
forward to getting to know and see what it does from you.
yeah. Thanks for having me again. I'm really glad to be here and excited to introduce the product to new users.
Yes. Okay, excellent. Excellent. So we have a few folks. Let me just say a quick hi to folks who have joined. We have Jason who had joined. Hi, Jason. Let me just get my. Okay, so hi, Jason. Ant's name is here as well. Hi, Ants. Then we have Bagale Sudeep as well. So, Sudeep, welcome and thanks for joining on the live stream. And then we have Peter Backman Dahlstrom as well. Hi, Peter. How are you doing today? So we have a few other folks. I'm sure we'll get them to say hi and join us as we progress into the stream. There is some sort of a background noise. I don't know what that is, but there is a little bit of a noise there. Yeah, it's oh,
Let me figure it out.
yeah, yeah. Hi, Amity. How are you doing today? Thanks for tuning in. So, guys, stay tuned, and I'm going to put down your names. We are going to do a draw for the Verify lifetime license at the end of the stream. So, please stay tuned. And for those who have commented, I'm going to enter your names. But do please stick around when we do the draw as well, and pay close attention to what Himanshu has to present today. Okay.
Nilesh, is it gone?
Yes, it is gone. Yes,
Okay,
much better. Thank
okay.
you so much, Himanshu. Okay, so with that, I think let's go ahead and you're already sharing your screen. So let me bring it up on, and here we are. So, Himanshu, first of all, let's talk a little bit about why Hoverify. When did you develop this plugin the first time? And we'll talk about what prompted you to develop this plugin a little bit as well. So can you talk a little bit about that? Yes.
Okay. So I basically started the development in like end of 2019, so
Yes.
around November. Then I launched it first on Product Hunt
Yes.
on March, in
Yes.
March, I guess,
Yes.
March 29th,
Okay.
2020.
Yes.
And then in 2021, we did a big launch on Saastribe, which was
Yes.
basically a hit, and which basically gave it a very big boost. Brought a lot of new users.
Excellent.
And since then, we have actually added a lot of features. We have done a lot of improvements and brought new features basically. So I'm excited to share them with you guys.
That's very good. Very good. And did you get like when from the community we joined, a lot of users rave about it. A lot of users actually use it on an everyday basis. So there are products which yes they are good, but horrify something I often find myself using a few times a day, and developers use it all. Like, did you get a lot of good feedback from your launch, and have you implemented a lot of those features?
Yeah, I mean, Hoverify from the starting was very community driven product.
Yes,
So a lot of the features that are in Hoverify were actually requested by somebody at some point. So yeah, and after the SaaS Tribe launch, it actually got a really good feedback and a lot of feature requests. So I have done my best to include, I mean, as much as possible. But I mean, there is room for improvement. Um, but
yes.
yeah, we are on the road. We are, I guess, um, we will implement a lot of features in coming years. And I have a lot of plans for it. So let's see.
Excellent. And the last time when we talked, you were the solo developer, founder. It is good to see, a solo founder doing so well. How much time are you still dedicated? I know you were dedicating a lot of time back then. How much time are you dedicating to Hoverify today out of your day?
So I would say still the major part of my time goes to Hoverify.
Yes,
But I have also has another extension in development,
yes,
which I guess I will talk about later. But yeah,
yes.
so so a small amount of time goes to it as well.
Yes, and we have chatted about that a little bit, but I'm not going to, of course, talk anything more. I'll let you do the
Uh,
talking on the another extension. But you know, yeah. So let's talk about Hoverify. If somebody who is very new, right? Who is Hoverify for? What are some of the various use cases?
at this point, I would say Verify is, I mean, there is not specifically marketed to a specific niche.
Yes,
It has so many features that, I mean, if you are a person that uses a laptop and uses a laptop daily and opens a browser daily, you
yes,
will find one of the feature useful in Verify. So I mean, I would say that a lot of people who uses Hoverify are like WordPress users, that uses page builders, developers,
yes.
and also the new people who are learning designing and developing websites. So yeah.
Okay. So let's jump right into it. And I know you released it for Firefox as well last year, but from let's say a user perspective, how do they use Hoverify, and what are some of its features? Let's get into it.
Okay. So the main feature that basically catches the eye of a person is the inspect feature. So as you can see, when you click the inspect feature, it opens this toolbar, right? Now this toolbar also has many features, but the default feature for this is inspecting elements, right? So you can inspect element. It will you can dock this floating window. It will show you a various kind of information about that element. So for example, which tag it is, the classes, the weight, the height, the color palette, the colors that been used in this element, and the HTML attributes, the fonts, and it's actually it also searches these fonts on Google Fonts. So as you can see, this Roboto font and this Noto Sans are sort of highlighted. You can
Yes,
click there and it will take you to the Google Font site, right?
yes,
Yeah, right. And then the main thing is this styling, right?
yes,
So it shows you the styling of that element. You can view this styling in two modes. The first is this computed style,
yes,
and the second is this selector style. So it will show you all the styles in respective to their classes. In computed mode, it sort of merges all the styles, right?
yes,
In this computed mode, you can also edit styles. So for example, if I want to change the color of this H1, I can type I can just change the color or like add a new let's just say padding npx. um, it's not, I mean, padding is not that visible, but I will actually show you. It also
yes,
have this handy tool of this CSS box, which
yes,
actually shows you the margin and the padding. So as you can see, there is this green is basically the padding,
yes,
and the blue is your margin. So as you can see, there is green padding there. I can also like remove it. So let's just make it zero. Um, Already zero. So you can see that that green box is gone basically. um, you can also export this element to CodePen. So it
yes,
will take you to this new window and will export that whole H1 to CodePen. Then you can sort of edit here because CodePen has a better editor basically.
yes.
Um, then you can also like copy code, copy changes, copy selector, and the copy unique selector, right? So this is all basic in the main inspect feature. Then there are also sub features here, right? So there are
So for a
guidelines.
non-developer, so for a Himanshu, let
Right,
me for a non-developer, right?
right.
This can still be useful, right? Can you talk a little bit about what does the
Yeah,
inspect?
so
Yeah,
So for example, let's just say you just happen to be on a site and you
Yeah.
like sort of like a button, right?
Yes.
I just happen to like this button, right?
Yes.
I can see the styles of it, and let's just say I'm a WordPress developer. I use Oxygen Builder, let's just say, right? So I can
Yeah.
just see that what styling it this is using, and sort of and then duplicate it or sort of replicate this in um, your Oxygen Builder or
Ex-
any builder in for that matter.
Excellent.
Um, right? Um, so there are these guidelines.
Yeah.
So basically, this sort of shows you the position of an element with respective to the page. You can see this sort of red border drawn throughout the page. There is this grid feature, which will basically highlight all the element, sort of to sort of make it clear the structure of the page. Then I already show you the CSS box. You have this font feature, so it will take all the tags basically and see what fonts they are using. So as you can see, I mean, most of the tags are using the same font, so it's sort of showing the same thing. Then after font, you have this edit feature, so you can basically go on and edit some, like let's just say you want to try different copies on your site, so you can just quickly go and see what kind of copy is looking good on your site, right? So you can just type whatever, like, right? Then you have this color palette. So it just goes to the page and get all the colors from the page. So there is this red, blue, and whatever the colors have been used in this site. Then you have this trash feature, basically which is used to hide or remove element. So for example, let's just say I want to hide this H1, so I can just click this in hide mode and it will sort hide it, right? The difference between hide and remove is that it will basically remove that element, right? By remove, I mean that it will sort of make it sort of what you can say, remove it from the page structure rather than just making it invisible. The hide mode basically makes it invisible, right? You can also bring them back. Um, then there is search feature. So let's just say you wanna you can search by their ID, their class, or their tag. So let's just say I wanna find all the H1s on the page. So it will go through go through the page and find all the H1 tags, right? I can also use this classes. So let's just say um, this is um, there is no like
Sam
I
has
mean
a
you get the
question.
point.
Yeah, Sam has a
Yeah, yeah.
question. He's asking, you mean delete the block?
Yeah, you can say that delete the block, but it's not really, I mean, deleting it. I mean, it's making the display of that to be none. If I talk in sense of CSS words, um, yeah. So you are basically removing it from the page structure. That's what I'm trying to say.
Okay.
The main difference between remove and hide is that when you hide it, it will still take the page space, right? But
Yes.
it will make the element itself disappear.
Yeah.
But when you remove it, it will stop taking the page space as well, right?
Yes.
So you got this. Then you can have custom CSS. So let's just say you want to have a global styling over this page. So let's just say if I want all the input on this page to have a border of one pixel, and I can make this, right? So and the good thing about this custom CSS feature is that even if you like reload the page, it will still retain the styling, right?
Okay.
Yeah. So and if you want to remove the custom CSS, you can just sort of uh, tap this reset, and the same goes with custom JavaScript. So that's the main inspect feature in a nutshell. Then you have the color eyedropper. So you can yeah, when you basically go in color eyedropper and select pick color, it will open this handy window which basically zoom through the page and so it will make it sort of easy to pick through a specific pixel, or make it easy to pick colors basically. So let's just say if I want to pick this blue color, you can it will create this window with the RGB values and the hex values. You can also move this window, and you can continue selecting the colors basically.
Okay.
uh, right? And these colors that you have selected goes through this recent tab, right? And you can press on this save icon, and these colors will get saved to this saved tab, which will basically, recent tab basically shows you the recent 16 colors, right? But
Yeah.
save tab basically will keep on saving your colors for future reference. You can also convert the RGB values to the hex. So let's just say if I copy this hex and paste it here. So let's just say you have a hex value and you want to get the RGB values. So this little feature is very helpful in that case. You can just copy the hex color here, and it will give you the RGB values. Or if you have RGB values, it will give you hex value. So this is the color eyedropper. Then for let me open my site. So then we have this um, assets feature,
Yeah.
which is
Can I take? There are some more comments here, Himanshu. Are you okay with taking those first?
yeah. Go ahead, go ahead.
Okay.
I'm
Sam
absolutely
is
fine.
saying again, one of the side I could not figure out the logo font name. Can I share the website link? So he's sharing a website link here. It's, I think, from the Blocksy website, and he couldn't figure out the font name. So,
Okay, I
he,
will just
yeah, Uh, if
um,
it's not a hassle, I don't know if we can copy it, but if not, Sam, we can get back to you on that one.
it looks like to be an image, so I
Yeah,
don't think that Hoverify will
yeah,
catch a font from the image.
yeah,
Um, yeah, so that's the problem basically.
yeah,
Um, eh,
yeah. Okay, okay,
are you specifically talking about the logo, right? Yeah. So I mean, their logo is basically a image,
yeah.
so
So
it
it would be
won't.
hard to Sam because there won't be any logo information, right? If it's an HTML or CSS, then certainly you can look at all of
Yeah,
those details.
yeah. There are any other questions?
There is a comment here that's great. It persists the changes even after refresh. But how do we reset the change if we need fresh load?
Okay, so you can, if I inspect this, go to this custom CSS, there is this reset button. So if you add new CSS here, you can just press this reset button, and it won't inject any CSS basically.
Okay. Okay, great.
Okay.
All right. Sudeep, I hope that answers your question. But keep them coming. And in the meantime, we can move on to some of the next features. Yeah.
Okay, so the next feature is this assets feature, which is one of the community favorite. You can basically open the assets tool, and it will retrieve all the images, SVGs, videos, and Lottie animations from the page. And you can also like sort them with names, sizes. You can download them all or download them individually. You can also do with the same with videos. And for the Lottie animations, I will open their site basically, because I don't really know which site uses Lottie animations. So if you will go to the assets tab and open Lottie animations, so it will get the animation from the page. And you can also download it or maybe copy it. Yeah, so the next is responsive view. So basically, let's just say you are developing a site and you want, let me hide some of these tabs. You want to see multiple, basically this basically creates a view where you can see your site in multiple devices, right? So uh, so basically when you go to any page and create responsive, it opens this new page, where it will open that site in the in new in devices basically, and you can go to the devices, hide them or realign them. So let's just say I also want this Pixel 2, and in front of Nexus 5 I can save this, and it will show me Pixel 2 Nexus 5. I can show hide frames. The frames are not available for all the devices, but for some devices, so you might not see frames for all the devices. You can change the mode to landscape or portrait. You can add your own devices. So let's just say if I want to add a new device with 500 width, 500 right, and user agent, let's just say Android, and save it. It will create a new device for you, which you can basically also manage from here. So let me bring this test to front, save it, and here you go, right? You can also like open new sites, go back, go front. So this is very helpful if you are sort of developing a landing page or developing your own site. You can quickly view your site in multiple sizes, and you can also basically, if you want to fit more devices in a screen, um, let me get this iPad mini as well. So if you want to fit more devices in like single view, so you can use this zoom to fit them all, right? Any
Excellent.
questions in
Yes.
any
So
questions
there
in
are a
responsive?
few, yeah, there are a few good comments here, compliments basically. There is a comment here from, one second. There's a comment here from Brian Bennett is saying, just jumping in here real quick to yell how much I love Hoverify. Thanks a lot, Brian, for the lovely comment. Uh, a lot of people love Hoverify, and keep up the good work, Himanshu. So, I'm sure you get a lot of good feedback. Uh,
I really appreciate it. I mean, I have got a lot of support from people, and I'm very grateful for that.
that's excellent. So there is a
Um,
comment here from Peter. He's saying, I'm a noob. I just use it as a color picker, but it has many cool features. I'll replay this again later, I think. Thanks, Peter. Yes, there are a lot of very interesting features, not just for developers, but for anybody who's on the internet, right, using a browser and wants to understand something or gets a few things done, and we'll go over those features, but really a lot of different use cases. So there is a comment here from Geraldine Roberts. She's saying, any plans to add more Android devices?
yeah. I mean, we have plans to add them. We have also plans to add more iPhone devices. We are just waiting for like sort of figure out the so the next year there is going to be Manifest version 3 for Chrome for extensions basically. So many of the extensions that you love may die at that time because it's totally new API, and if the extensions don't support them, Chrome store and we are sort of still figuring out the compatibility of our features with Manifest version 3, and we want to retain as many features as we can, and so we are just doing that. If we have to remove some of the features from it, we also have plans to introduce our own sort of browser type like a CZ browser, something like that. So don't worry, if you like a feature in Hoverify, you will still get it, even if we have to remove it after the restrictions.
Very cool. Okay. Okay, so we have a lot of compliments, but again, Himanshu, go ahead and continue. We have a few things more to cover, right? So
Okay, so the next feature is debug feature. So you can in the debug section, then you get a bunch of tools. there is this clear cache feature. So it's sort of, if you want to clear the cache of of this specific site, or for, let's just say, all sites, you can select the time frame. So like if you want to remove the cache for all the times, so last 30 days, last hour. You can also select what you want to delete. If you want to just delete the cache, you can, or the cookies or the local storage, you can clean up all that. Then there is meta tags feature, which will basically retrieve all the meta tags from the page. This is sort of handy if you're figuring out the SEO of a site. So you can quickly look through their meta tags and use them in your site. Then there is this links feature, which will basically get all the links from your page and check the status of it. So it will try to load all the links and see if they are okay. So 200, and it will show basically the HTTP code for it. 200 basically means that, the links that you have on your site are not broken.
Yeah.
Then you have this HTML semantic elements. Uh, So this feature basically see if you are your site is compatible with HSE. My site is clearly not, but if you have a blog, this can be very helpful. Then there is last feature. This is spell check. This is only available in Chrome. Firefox users don't have it. Basically, this goes to the site and check for the spelling mistakes in the site. This is still a sort of a beta tool, in beta version. Basically, it will basically get many mistakes which may not be correct, because the dictionary is sort of very small at the moment. So as you can see, it will sort of get very wrong mistakes, right? But this can be handy to get some mistakes out of your page. Um, yeah, so this is one of the tools that I personally wanted, so I implemented it and silently sort of released in one of the updates. Yeah, so that was the debug feature. Then you have build with. This will basically goes through different sites and get the hosting information, technology information, DNS and SSL information for the site. So you can see the hosting information, the IP address, host name, and other information. The technologies, what of the analytical information widgets, the framework, the what kind of payment systems or different kind of technologies used that by that site. Then you can also see the DNS information, all the records, A records, CNAME records, various other records. You can also get the SSL information of for that sites. So if that site uses the HTTP, then it will sort of show the all the certificate information. You can also export it or change the URL and get information for any other site. Then the last feature is this capture feature. So in the capture feature, you have four different options. The first is capture the whole page. So basically, when you click full page, it will scroll through all the page and and create a screenshot for you. The screenshot then can be saved as a PNG, JPG, as a PDF, or you can, and if you have multiple screenshots, because there is this tool to capture all the tabs, so you can save all the screenshot as zip or PDF. So that was Hoverify in a nutshell. Um, in the capture feature, you can also sort of take screenshot of a selected region. You can adjust it later if you want. Um, then you can select capture and it will basically create a screenshot for you. So that was Hoverify in a nutshell. If you have any questions, please let me know.
There's a question here from Ans Rahim. He's saying, can we full page screenshot inside iframes?
Unfortunately, that's not supported at the moment, but we have that on our roadmap. to basically sort of extend all the iframes to sort of their height of their content and then take a screenshot. Um, but right now it's not supported.
Okay. Okay. Now, having all these features, right, in terms of one single plugin, because there are plugins which are similar and will and you probably need like 4 or 5 different plugins to get this kind of functionality which you're getting from Horify. So how does it attribute in terms of saving time, getting things done for developers? Do they end up like what kind of feedback do you get from developers? Do they save a lot of time using Horify?
Yeah, I mean I mean if you let's just talk about this inspect feature.
Yeah.
So I mean the alternatives here are like I guess CSS scan. CSS scan alone is like $70 right now. I mean we can look it up. Um, get CSS scan. This tool alone is like $90, which basically does what Hoverify Inspect tool does. And by the way, Hoverify Inspect tool have more features than this,
Yeah.
and this tool alone cost you like $90.
Yes.
So if you buy the LTD for like $50, then I think that Hoverify with all these features plus Inspect and Inspect have many more features than CSS Scan. I think that's a great deal. So yeah, it sort of, I mean, the main attraction is that CSS, main attraction is that it offers a lot of features in spec, and it sort of straight away saves a lot of time, and it also remove the clutter from your browser. So most of my users were using a lot of browser extension for doing like one single thing that Hoverify does. Now you have Hoverify, which is a single suite of tools, so you can have just one extension that does all the things.
Okay. Okay. Excellent. There is a question here from Ranveer, but before we get into that, so there is a lot of value users are getting, right? In you're continuously adding features as well. So Ranveer wants to is asking feature plan or roadmap. So do
Yeah,
you have
so
yeah
yeah, Ranveer, you can go to the site, scroll to the bottom, and you will find this roadmap link. It will take you this Trello page, and which will basically show you the whole roadmap.
yeah. And in terms of uh, like what are some of the can we look at the like how do you prioritize features like can users upvote for certain features how do you
So right now we don't really do the upvotes. It's sort of I maintain a list where like which feature is been requested the most. So I sort of implement that first. Apart from that, I mean, if I see a feature that is sort of small and easy to implement, prioritize that. I mean, if a feature is small and brings some value, then why not implement it first? So I do that. Bugs I sort of keep on the highest priority.
yes
So if there is a bug which can be fixed quickly, then it's going to be the first one to be done.
fantastic there is a comment here from Sudeep and so what data Verify collects from the website how and why should I feel comfortable to use this tool on a website with sensitive data so according to my understanding Sudeep, there is no data being collected here whatever you're doing it's in your browser and then whatever you see from built with it's coming from a third party tool so Himanshu is not really storing any data from a user website here but Himanshu do you want to talk a little bit and clarify that
Yeah, so none of your data has been collected except, I mean, when you purchase, you enter your email address.
yeah
So we get your name and email address. Apart from that, we don't collect any of your data. All of the things are on your browser. Nothing has been connected to the Hoverify servers.
yes Okay, okay. So, yeah, you don't. There is no like data being collected, so the specific to the user other than whatever you do when you purchase the account, really, right? And that brings me to the feasibility of having Verify as a lifetime deal. So, a lot of SaaS tools have an ongoing overhead for sure. Now, I'm not saying Himanshu does not have an overhead. Of course, there is going to be, an overhead in terms of support, ongoing development, and from time to time when Chrome changes something, then there is going to be an additional amount of work cost. But there is no data being stored. You're using it on your browser, so there is like from when users actually use it, there is no overhead. And built with as well, I think this question came up in the last live stream we did a year ago. You're using from built with perspective, you're using the free API for built with, or are you paying for it, Himanshu?
So it sort of scrapes the data.
Yeah.
So it scrapes the data in behalf from behalf of you.
Okay.
So yeah.
Okay. All right. So screen recording and integrate with Google Drive. Sam is asking.
Yeah, so screen recording is already on the roadmap. It will sort of come, I would say, this year. Um, Integrate with Google Drive. So I think that you are sort of talking about the screenshot features and the screen recording as well. So um, I don't have a plan for it, but I will add it to the roadmap. I would say that this would come when this annotation tool comes, which is also planned for this year, screenshot annotation. So when we do that, I would say Google Drive would be a good feature to implement.
Okay. Okay. Very good. Sam has a compliment for you. He's saying, "Did the bus left? I really appreciate how he mutes his mic." So yes, Sam can be a little bit noisy in background. Himanshu is located in India. I mean, so if I'm doing a stream from India, obviously you are going to hear a lot of background noise. So thank you, Himanshu, for muting it when you can. No, but uh, okay. With that, I think we are at the end of questions. We'll collect the names and do a giveaway shortly. But let's talk about the AppSumo deal, Himanshu. So, what do users get? I mean, let's talk a little bit about the AppSumo deal you're offering.
So with the AppSumo deal, you get all the features and all the feature updates and you get one license for lifetime. So that's license for three activations, and one activation basically means one browser, which you can basically sort of deactivate or activate from a dashboard or the extension itself. Yeah, so that's the whole AppSumo deal,
Okay. Okay. There's a
and that's
question.
with the package of $50, $49 basically.
Yes. Yeah. So it is
Yeah.
very modestly priced in terms of what you get out of the plugin. So do check it out. I would highly recommend this plugin. I have a little bit of a bias because I know Himanshu and I worked with him and we have promoted the plugin in the community. But having said that, it is a just bias in considering the quality and of the tool and how much Himanshu is passionate about his platform, his tool, and in his extension, and his ability to continuously improve and add features. So I would highly recommend Verify. Right. So there is a comment here. One more. It's a, can this tool be used in multiple browsers? Browser with multiple profiles and multiple computers with a single license.
Yeah, so you can use the activation is per browser. So if you activate it in a browser, that's called one activation. And one license can be activated in three browsers at a time. And you can always sort of deactivate it from one and activate it in another.
Okay, I
Yeah.
hope that answers your question, Sudeep. BL Samota is asking WP scan is available.
So not sure what WP scan is.
Like, would it give you like the extension, the plugins, which were like, so if you are using a WordPress site, does it show you what kind of theme you're using or plugins you're using? Does it tell you anything about the analytics you're using from a WordPress site? Like, there are some
Uh,
services which tell you the
now
technology
so
being used on the site. Yeah, similar to Built-With,
um,
but specific to WordPress. I would that I
not
would
really
imagine.
right now.
Yeah.
It doesn't really show the information specifically related to WordPress. But it's already been a requested feature. So we might implement it in future.
Interesting. Okay. I hope I addressed your question correctly here, BL Samoda. But if you have any other follow up feedback, do let me know. Okay. Mats Hansen is saying that is a lot of features. I wonder if it can become too much in one extension.
Um, Too much. So we sort of try to organize it. We try that the tools that we are implementing goes to the proper sections. And we have also made this in settings, you can sort of remove or disable some features. So let's just say if I'm not using the responsive feature, I can just disable it, click apply, and the next time, let's just say if I click it, I won't see the responsive feature here. So it will be sort of disabled from the extension. You can always get it back by enabling it. Um, yeah. So we sort of try to implement these organizing features. We know that as many features as we implement, it's going to clutter the UI. So there is this factor that we have to keep in mind before implementing any feature, that if this features brings any value or just clutters the UI, right?
Yes. Yes. And there is a follow up comment to that. I really appreciate all in one extension, but I think we should talk here about how much RAM eat this extension when it runs in background. Furthermore, I can't confirm that because we didn't allow free plan or trial for it. So the user is saying, and that's Rami, is saying you cannot see how much RAM this extension is consuming because there is no free trial.
So
But can you talk a little
um,
bit about it? Yeah.
yeah, so this will basically consume less RAM than having multiple extensions. So let's just say you have like 5 extensions in place of Hoverify. So the five extension will run in the background and will consume XYZ amount of RAM. But Hoverify is sort of one package, so it will sort of save your RAM. As you Because Hoverify is not sort of keeping active all the features at a time. So when you sort of use them, then only the Hoverify it eats up the RAM, right? So that's why it sort of consumes less RAM than having multiple extensions.
Yes, Pamela
And
has a
and
similar question. What's the impact on the
and
browser performance?
and one more fact with Manifest version 3,
Yeah.
it will also sort of improve the performance of the extension. Yeah.
Okay. I hope people who have questions around the impact, Pamela, Rami, good questions. So hope that answers it. If you do have any follow up comments, do let us know here. Um, there is a comment here. I use this WordPress, this for WordPress scan, and there is a plugin there, WordPress theme detector. Okay. Uh, so Himanshu, something to note. Yemi Arroyo is saying uses a Chrome extension for WordPress scan, and it can detect themes. Maybe look at what they're doing, see if we can implement that in Hoverify as well, right?
Yeah, yeah, of course, of course. I will add this to the roadmap, I guess. And we will see if we can bring this to Hoverify as soon as possible.
Fantastic. Okay, so thank you guys for all the lovely comments, questions. Stay tuned. Himanshu, thanks for giving an excellent overview of Hoverify and taking all those questions. I think we are about 8 minutes away to 11, so it's time to do a giveaway. If you want to cover anything, if else, I mean, do cover it before that. If not, we can jump into the giveaway. And
Yeah, so if you want to see my new extension, it is called
yes,
the Util Engine.
yeah,
It's sort of the, I guess, the same concept, but it sort of includes all the utility features, utility tools that are not sort of specific with the web development, but any kind of the sort of development that you do. So like random string generation, lorem ipsum generation, JSON parsing, URL parsing. You can also generate RSA keys. Yeah, so tools like that. Yeah, so if you want to, this is also sort of, this is also regularly developed, regularly we push update to it. So if you have time, and we have this early bird discount on it, 30%. So if you like this, so then please give it a try. Yeah, so that's from me. And in case of Hoverify, if you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to me on Facebook, or you can just mail me at tryhoverify@gmail.com. I will try to get to you as soon as possible. Yeah,
okay, excellent. So do check out Himanshu's new extension as well as Verify deal on AppSumo. And with that, thanks again, Himanshu. Just stay tuned. We're gonna do a giveaway, and do
yeah,
one lucky winner is gonna get the LTD equivalent to what you see today on AppSumo. And you can contact Himanshu if you win to get access to it, right? So let me collect the names here really quickly. I think, yeah, I have all the names. If somebody who's watching and who hasn't commented, uh, please do comment now so I can add your names. I'm going to give you a few seconds here. And so, okay, all right. I'll read out the names very quickly as well, so please stay tuned. One second. Okay. All right. So I think Noor is the last person here to comment. And let me go ahead and share my screen here. Okay. So I hope you can see my screen. And I have, let me read all the names. So I have Jason Blake, Ans Naeem, Bagre Sudeep, Peter Backman Dahlstrom, Amity Javed, Sam Jesani. Then we have uh, Hugs Johnson, Ranveer Mehta, Geraldine Roberts, B.L. Samota, Solomon Tishe, Brian Bennett, Pamela Lai, Rami Karek. Oh, okay, one second. Oh, who's awesome features? One second. Okay, that's the comment here. Ans Raim, Mats Hansen, Unes Kariali, Yemi Arroyo, Faz Musa, Noor Beiruti. Okay, so if you don't see your name, let me know in a few seconds before I give this a spin. So we're going to do one draw for lifetime license for Verify. Good luck, everyone. Thanks for participating in all the questions and joining this live stream today. And ideas end. Okay, I'm going to add your name here. Gentlemen, you need to have, a profile picture. I'm going to add this time. I'm going to add your name, but you do need to have a real profile picture or something, and a name, right? I mean, ideas in, is that your name? Uh, please make sure, like this one, it's okay, but next one we are going to strictly enforce these rules. We are going to have names of people who are engaged in the community and with real profiles, right? So please do that, okay? I know you are a real people, so why not have a real profile, right? So okay, with that, let's give this a spin, guys. Okay, so good luck to everyone. Um, we have all the names here. Okay, good luck. And the winner is Faz Musa. So congratulations, Faz, on winning a lifetime deal for Hoverify. Please get in touch with Himanshu, and he will show you how to go ahead and redeem it. Okay, so Faz, congratulations again. And
Yeah, congrats, Fes, and
yes,
please reach out to me. And please let me know your email address, and I will get you the license.
okay, okay, excellent. And thank you so much, Himanshu, for joining on today's live stream, doing the giveaway, giving us a wonderful overview of Verify. And good luck with your AppSumo campaign. I hope you do well and add a few thousand more users. So, all the best. And thanks everyone for participating and all the lovely comments. Enjoy your Sunday. And thank you, everyone. Thanks a lot, guys.
Thanks for having me, Nilesh, and
Always a
thanks to
pleasure.
all the people for joining.
Thank you. All the best. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.